Namaste, we'll start. Om Shuklam Varadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurus Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha दोर्भिर्युक्ता चतुर्भिः स्फटिकमणिमयीम् अक्षमालां दधाना हस्तेनैकेन पद्मं सितमपि च शुकं पुस्तकं चापरेण भासा कुन्देन्दुशङ्क स्फटिकमणिनिभा भासमाना समाना सा मे वाग्देवतेयं निवसतु वदने सर्वदा सुप्रसन्ना कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकेर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिं यः पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषं गोष्पदीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकम् वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले हैमे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने सुस्थितम् अग्रे वाचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामलं नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यो नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः. Okay, so these are nothing but a few dhyana shlokas that are chanted before Ramayana. I will be sharing it later on the group. You can have a look at it then. For now, we will start. So in the introductory session, I have also shared the link of that on the group. So those who have missed the first introductory session, I hope you would have listened to that. If still anyone has not listened, please listen to that. Anyways, we did not actually start with the Ramayana. We have just, I've just given you an introduction of Indian literature, what is a part of Indian culture, what is included. One of that is Ramayana. So today we will continue. We will start with the introduction of Ramayana. So let's start. Now, if you remember in the last session also I had told, and today also I repeat, that in all our scriptures or our literature that is there, or what we call as our own, I said not Hinduism exactly, what is exactly is Hinduism, that also we have talked about. So in Sanatana Dharma that is there, all our literature start with the Vedas, Vedanta, then you have the Itihasas. Itihasas consist of Ramayana and Mahabharata, and in that the next is the 18 Puranas that come in. So now our topic is Ramayana. Now Ramayana fall in this category of Itihasas. Itihasas are nothing but history. Itihas, we study a subject, Itihas, history. Itihasa means thus it has happened, or this is how it has happened, that is history. So therefore here we don't have any doubt, or you can say no imagination or something wherein Valmiki or Vyasa, they have not used any of their imagination that comes in. Of course a few descriptions you can see, but the story that they have put in, be it the Mahabharata or be it Ramayana, they have not used anything of their own thought. Whatever has happened, the same thing has been portrayed by them. So therefore Ramayana and Mahabharata, so that is the reason why we must not call Ramayana and Mahabharata as mythological stories or myths. We have so many proofs and researches that prove that Ramayana has really taken place. So therefore Valmiki and Vyasa, they were very much present during Ramayana and during Mahabharata. For example, Valmiki starts writing the Ramayana in Uttarakanda, when Rama, Sita, everyone, they were actually present on earth. So it is not that they have been writing some past story. It is like report writing that we do. Vyasa was very much a part of Mahabharata. Therefore, these are all a few proofs or evidences that prove that Ramayana and Mahabharata are truly true, or have really happened, and both Valmiki and Vyasa have written that as if it is a report that is there. Now, amongst or between Ramayana and Mahabharata also it is said that Ramayana is more better than Mahabharata. Now, there is no comparison, or we cannot fight over this saying that which is better or two, but why Ramayana is said to be better. Or even a very common aspect also today amongst all of us here, if you ask Ramayana and Mahabharata, the most popular answer would be Ramayana. Someone tells you, okay, you tell me the story of Ramayana or you tell me the story of Mahabharata. People, if given an option, we will surely prefer Ramayana. Or even small children also, from a young age, if you tell them, first we start with the story of Ramayana, right? Whereas in Mahabharata, if you see the number of characters, the stories, the subject matter, everything is long. So we don't go much towards Mahabharata. Of course, we must go there, but mostly most of us are comfortable with Ramayana. Now, for this, why Ramayana is also considered better than Mahabharata, for this there is a proof. Now, Vyasacharya, if you see in the topic of Mahabharata, why did Vyasa even compose Mahabharata? That was because Vyasa had composed innumerable. He had compiled the Vedas, he had compiled the Puranas, and everything he had done. But still, he felt that he he did not find any happiness. He had a lot of confusions in his mind. So there always something used to trouble him. So then he had this thought in mind that I have compiled all the four Vedas, I've compiled all the Puranas that are there, the Mahabharata, everything is done. But now what else should I do? Still I'm not finding peace of mind. So what is there that I should do? So at that time Narada comes there and tells that you have written topics, you have written texts on all different topics in this world, on all different stories, but you have not written anything on Lord Krishna. So now you deviate some time and you write something on Lord Krishna. So that is where he starts writing the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is solely dedicated to Lord Krishna. But there also, if you see, now Srimad Bhagavatam, if you take the reference, there are about 12 skandhas in that. Only the 10th skandha fully focuses on Lord Krishna. Whereas the first skandha till the 9th skandha talks about creation and all the other stories that are there. 11th skandha mainly talks about philosophy, and 12th skandha is like future predictions and like the concluding part. So only 10th skandha whole and soul talks about the stories of Krishna. So there also Vyasa could not fully write anything alone on Lord Krishna, that is there. So therefore he starts writing the Mahabharata also. In the Mahabharata also, if you see, he wanted to write only about Krishna. But there, how it started? Started with Shantanu, started with Ganga, then Bhishmacharya, then Chitrangada, Vichitravirya, then Amba, Ambika, Ambalika, then Pandu and Dhritarashtra, Vidura, then their wives, then the 5 Pandavas are born, then the Kauravas, and then the further story goes about. So Krishna, he comes only towards the end of Mahabharata. Story starts with Shantanu. Again, Vyasa deviated from the topic. Whereas in the case of Ramayana, Ramayana starts with Rama, Ramayana ends with Rama. Right? So therefore, the Lord, when we are talking about something wherein we talk about the avatara or the incarnation of Lord, Valmiki has stuck to that. He said, okay, I have to talk about Rama, I will start with Rama, end with Rama. Whereas in the case of Vyasa, no, nothing to blame for Vyasa on this, but that's how he could portray. Because he said that Mahabharata, if I am talking about, I have to start with all the ancestors that are there. So therefore, if you see, even the content of Mahabharata is more than 1 lakh verses. Right? So like this, therefore again Ramayana and Mahabharata are said to be, if you compare both of them, it is said that Ramayana is better than Mahabharata because it has stuck to one topic. This is one reason. Secondly, now here let me tell you why I am telling you all this is not to show or not to prove that Ramayana is high, Mahabharata is low. Not for that, but we must know why it is said that Itihasa Purana Abhyam. When you have that verse, it is said Ramayana is better than Mahabharata. Why? Even among both the epics also, both the Itihasas also, why Ramayana is given more importance, that we must know. This doesn't mean that Mahabharata is less or low. From the Mahabharata we have got 5 jewels. Pancharatnani, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Vishnu Sahasranama, Viduraniti, Yaksha Prashnam and Sanat Sujatiyam. These are all 5 gems which we have got, most popular being the Gita and Vishnu Sahasranama. So it is not that Mahabharata is less or so, but why among both the epics, Vyasacharya, he could not stick to the topic. He wanted to write about Krishna, but he started from where all he started and finally he reached on Lord Krishna. So he has written about Krishna, but he did not stick to that completely. Whereas in the case of Ramayana, started with Rama and it ended with Rama. So therefore it is better. Second reason is, amongst, if you have a comparison between Rama Avatara and Krishna Avatara, Rama Avatara is Naravatara, that is an incarnation in the form of a man. Krishna Avatara is Purana Avatara, because right from the time Krishna was born, if you are familiar with the childhood stories of Krishna, you know that right from the time he was born, he has always shown some divine powers. Even as a small child also, so many Asuras came, Putana came, he killed her. The Trinavarta came in the form of a hurricane. He killed him, and so on. So, like this, everywhere, if you see, right from the time when he was a small child, Krishna has shown all kinds of divine powers. So, that itself proved that this child is not a normal child, he is an incarnation of the Lord himself. So, Krishna at every point he revealed this, whereas Rama did not do that. He stuck to his rules. That is because, so that is a reason why when Sita was abducted also, he had to seek the help of the monkeys and then only go and fight with Ravana. If he was divine, if Rama was God himself, then he could have surely gone, right? He could have immediately gone, killed Ravana with his divine powers and come brought back Sita. He did not do that. He searched in the forest. Just like a normal man, if he lost his wife, would be searching for her in the forest, would be crying, would be going about asking here and there, would be trying to seek help from whomever comes in his way. Rama did all that because he had to stick to his rules. He was not God here, he was a normal man. Therefore, he had to live like a normal man. Whereas Krishna was born to break rules, Rama was born to stay within rules. So, now what is the difference? What is the learning that we get from both the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, or both from Rama and Krishna, is that first is Rama Avatara. That is the reason why first Rama Avatara comes, then Krishna Avatara comes. Rama Avatara comes wherein whatever are the rules that have been prescribed for every dharma comes in, whether you are a man, woman, father, son, daughter, mother, whatever it is, you have to stick to that. Whatever rules have been set up, you have to stick and follow. But with this, Ramayana ends. But in certain situations, if just sticking to rules doesn't help, now especially in today's times we see, right, when we are very good or when we are just following all the rules that have been prescribed, most people come and attack. So at that time, sometimes even we have to also change depending on the situation. Krishna Avatara tried to show that. Krishna said that is the reason why Arjuna, we have the conversation of the Gita, wherein Arjuna says that I cannot kill my own cousins, I cannot kill my own teachers, I cannot kill my own brothers, cousin brothers. Very valid point he had. How can one kill their own relations? Arjuna Vishada Yoga, first chapter of the Gita talks about that. Arjuna tells that what is the use even if I get my kingdom after killing all my relations? I can never stay happy. True valid point put in by Arjuna, sorry. Krishna, he understood that now I have to preach the Gita. In the remaining verses, starting from 2nd chapter till the 18th chapter, what Krishna tries to talk about is, he tries to make Arjuna understand that we have tried our best. It's not that on day one we are taking the bow and arrow and you're fighting the war. No. So many days have passed. All of you have suffered so much. When things do not work in our way, when we have followed dharma, but still if things are not working, then you have to follow your first dharma that is there. That is, you are born a Kshatriya. Kshatriya dharma is to protect his subjects first. So now if this Duryodhana and all the Kauravas still they are alive, they will cause trouble not only to you, your family, but also to all the people living in the kingdom. Therefore, this war cannot be avoided. You have to fight the war without thinking that they are your relations, cousins and so on. If truly they are your relations, cousins and so on, they will never fight for the kingdom. They will never send you to the forest for 12 years. They will never tell you to live in incognito for 1 year and so on. Or they would have never pulled your wife Draupadi in the open court. So like this, Krishna tries to tell Arjuna that when things don't work, we have given our best, but still for the welfare of the world, you have to sometimes turn your rules also. So here if you see, Krishna broke a rule, that is killing our own relations, killing our own kingdom if needed, but the second dharma that he followed was Kshatriya dharma, that means the welfare of the world. So that was the long motive that is there. So therefore, this is a simple example that comes in wherein if needed, we have to change our perspective. That is the reason why today also if you see, I'll give you a very simple example, everyday life. Mother is there. Mother is very good. Mother's nature is to be very loving and affectionate to her child. But if the child doesn't listen, at times she has to scold, she has to raise her voice. If needed, she has to lift her hand also, give the child a small slap. A mother will never, that doesn't mean that the mother does not love her child or the mother wants to beat and kill the child. It's not like that, right? But if needed, she has to give up her motherly nature. Same thing Krishna tries to portray. So this is a major difference between Ramayana and Mahabharata. That is the reason why Rama, to stick to his dharma, he had to maybe abduct Sita, he had to leave Sita in the forest, or many people even till date we dislike Rama for this. How can he do that? And so on. There are reasons to that. When we look at the Uttarakanda, we will discuss all that in detail. So here, what we have to remember is that a major difference between Ramayana and Mahabharata is that both are good in their own ways. We cannot do a comparative study between who is good. Is Rama great or Krishna great? Both are great, but in which way we have to consider, which way we have to understand, that is very, very important. So this is Ramayana and Mahabharata. Now, second question should come to our mind is, why should I study the Ramayana? Why should I study the Mahabharata? Why should I study the Puranas? Now, I am telling you all, now a few of you might feel a topic is Valmiki Ramayanam. You start with Balakanda. Don't give us all this. But before we even delve into the actual Ramayana, we must know why we are doing some things. An introduction is very, very important. Now, all of you will have this thing in mind, right? Why am I studying the Ramayana? Why should I study the Mahabharata? Something has happened thousands of years back. One man, Rama, came, he did something and went away. Like this, if I want tomorrow, I can also write my story, right? Ramayanam, Ramasyayanam, Ramayanam. Ayanam, journey. Ramasyayanam, Ramayanam. Journey of Rama. Why should I study this journey of Rama? Tomorrow let people study journey of Lakshmi then, right? What happened after 100 years after I died? What did she do all through her life? Let me write a book and publish. 24,000 verses. Will someone write? We don't remember what my grandfather did yesterday, right? I had a grandfather named so and so. I've seen him for a few years. After that, I don't remember what he did, right? Or we ourselves, maybe our own parents also, what they do, we'll not remember after a certain point of time. Maybe 2 or 3 generations maximum we remember. Beyond that, maybe during the Shraddha they tell the names, that's it, okay. So then I know, okay, my ancestors are named so and so. That's it. Beyond that, we don't remember. Then why am I studying Ramayana, something which has happened thousands of years back? One man, Rama, came. He came with his wife. He lived in the forest for some time. He was banished from the kingdom. He came back to Ayodhya. He sent his wife Sita again. Finally, it ended. What is the use of all this? Why am I studying all this? Or even the Mahabharata also, it is the same thing. Now for this, there is a very beautiful answer which is given. Now this question that I am telling you, few of you will have in mind a very simple answer a few might give, saying that, no, it is a part of our scriptures, it is a part of our history, so I am studying. Out of interest, I am studying. Okay, now I will ask you the question, I'll ask this question to all of you. Let me see what answers you have. So here, now, why are you studying the Ramayana? Can someone answer? Each one of you, your own perspective. Why do you want to study the Ramayana? Why have you joined this class? Any reason? Sundarji, what are you saying? Rama Gunanubhavan. To study the qualities of Rama. Okay. To know the story of Rama. What else?
You said Rama is your incarnation in Narayana. Sorry, Nara, isn't it?
Narayana, okay.
Nara. So what he has to do?
Okay, so looking at the life of Rama, you want to know what to do. Okay. What else?
Maybe to set examples to our lives.
Okay. So like an inspiration. Geetu ji?
I think Rama was born as an avatar to show us how to live our lives. I mean, it's the same point.
Okay, so because Rama is born as a man, we can also look at the story and whatever principles we can absorb that. Okay. Srivalli ji?
Yeah, putting in other words is the essence of his life, like Pibare Ramarasam.
Okay, Pibare Ramarasam. Very nice. What else?
I like Rama.
You like Rama, so you want to know about Rama. Okay. This is a very nice answer. Himlata ji?
The principles, what it is in Ramayana, we can follow that in our life.
Okay. What else? Done? Okay. So mostly the answer was common, saying that Ramayana we have read from a young age. Rama was a Nara. Rama was a man. So I feel that whatever he has done, I am also a human being. So let me see at least little qualities. Let me read what he has done, so that little at least I can absorb in my life. Okay. Very nice. A very valid answer. But here a question should come in your minds, saying that why only Rama? There have been so many great people, right? You look at any great person. Tomorrow we can also say, I have been such a good human being till date. Even I can also say, right? Maybe I can say, okay, for the last 22 years, what not I have done. There is no person like me. Everything, there are only good people should start listening to me. Even if you put in efforts that no, people should follow me, people should start listening to me, people will not do that, right? They don't do. Why only Rama? There have been so many people, right? Everyone wishes like this. Rama is God himself, all that is fine. But let us forget. Yes?
See, but if you see Rama's life, when Dasharatha told him, tomorrow you will be crowned king, he was very happy, showing the face. The very next day he was told he has to go to forest. Still he showed the same face.
Yes.
That is the status which everyone wants to have it. Very difficult.
Correct.
That's why that's very important of Rama's.
Correct. So depending on the situation, depending on any situation that came in, he faced everything happily. Okay. Now all this to see in.
I wanted to know why he sent away Sita to the forest.
Wait. We'll come to that. That is Uttarakanda, right? I will do that. I'll tell you. So, like this
I
now.
think dharma in every stage of his life.
Yeah. Okay. So now the main topic comes in, just as Shekharji said. Now all this we read in books, right? Whatever is the situation, be it a coronation, he was happy. Banishing to the forest, he was happy. All this, when we read in the book, it seems to be fine. But now, just as all of you said that, looking at Rama, I feel inspiring. What all he did. He was also a man, I am also a man. Will we follow this? Today your father comes and tells, I'm going to give you a new house, I'm going to write a house in your new name. I purchased a new house, that house I'm going to name on you. Tomorrow he tells, no, you will not be named, your brother will be named. We'll go and fight with the father, right? Will we ever, maybe there will be maybe 5 or 10% people who will say that, oh, no problem, you give it to my brother, no problem, I will live happily. We don't do that. None of us will do, including you and me, right? Or we'll go say, no, you do some half or something like that. Things always play in that way. We never can say that, okay, I am like Rama, so though I want to follow like Rama, how much in reality do we do that, right? So now why Rama? It can be any person, right? It can be any great person who can come in. Rama is also Naravatara. So why only Rama? For this there is a very beautiful answer. Ramayana itself suggests. What is that? Now there are, like I told you, maybe in our own family also, maybe maximum 2 till our grandfathers, maximum great grandfather. Now there are very few families who know their great great grandfathers. You have seen or you have heard about them. Beyond that, we don't know anything. Or even in future also, grandson, great grandson. Now most of us, we don't reach even till that stage, but beyond that we don't know anyone, right? Maximum is great grandson. Beyond that, great grandchildren or great grandfather. Beyond that, none of us we know any of our family traditions. That is there. Then why this Rama has to be considered? So we tend to forget things. Or yesterday what happened, we tend to forget today. So whereas the Ramayana, thousands of years back it has been written, this one man has been doing that, his own family, each and every person, not only Rama, we must consider each and every character of the Ramayana. If till date, thousands of years back in the Treta Yuga it has happened, Treta Yuga, after that Dwapara Yuga, today is the Kali Yuga that is there, Treta Yuga, something has happened. If till date we are remembering that person, that itself shows the greatness of the person. So there is no proof that you need why Rama is great, why Krishna is great and so on. You might say that no, all my ancestors have been talking about that. My father taught me, I am also, therefore I learned. My father told me there is one person called Rama, he is God, you have to worship him during Ram Navami every year. I am also going to tell the same thing to my children, saying that no, there is one Rama, you have to worship him during Ram Navami every year. And then you tell him the story of Rama. So you might give this answer saying that generation through generation this has been passed. There are so many things that can be passed. Not everything is passed. Only a few things remain. So therefore, things that happened yesterday also we forget. Things that happened today morning also we'll forget. What I drank in the morning I'll forget. What I ate in the morning we forget by night. Whereas some things which are important, we remember them till date. That itself shows the greatness of that. Be it the Ramayana, be it the Mahabharatam or any of our scriptures that is there. Today of course we see many people, they don't know what is Ramayana. They don't know what is Mahabharatam. That is a very sad state. But mostly we see people at least know who is Rama. Okay, there was a person called Rama who existed. So if something is existing till date which has happened thousands and thousands of years back, we at least know the name of Ramayana till date. That itself shows the greatness of this person Rama. If till date something has been existing, that itself shows that this person is great or this person has to be revered as God himself. So therefore Ramayana is important. Now next question is, why to study the Ramayana? So this itself shows that something has been there for thousands of years together. That means there is surely some importance and significance to this. Therefore I have to study the Ramayana. Second is, all of you told that he is a man and we get a lot of, as a role model inspiration we consider and learn. Third is, why human beings have to study Ramayana? For this a very beautiful answer has been given. For those people who give reasons saying that, no, I cannot study all this, I don't have time, or I am busy in life, I have other things to do, right? Or many people say that post-retirement I will start with all this when I don't have anything to do. There is no guarantee whether we will be alive till then. So anyway, so the people who claim all that and tell, no, now I am very busy in life. For this, a very beautiful answer. This is not told directly in the Valmiki Ramayana, and the commentaries that are there, people write there saying that all human beings, like for example, some people say, no, I'm very busy with life, very busy with work, and I'm very busy in taking care of my family, I don't have time, I have other responsibilities. All that is fine. But there in the commentaries it is said that the other creatures, apart from human beings, the other living beings that are there, they are greater than human beings, it is said. Only thing is that they don't have one concept called mind, they don't have one concept called intellect, they don't have one concept called jnanam, knowledge. Apart from that, in all the other aspects, they are great. How I will tell you. We have a 2000 rupee note, say for any note you take, 2500 something. It is, if you actually look at that, it is just a piece of paper, right? But we give it a lot of importance. That is, no, 2000 rupee note. You just take a piece of newspaper, that is a paper. The 2000 rupee note also is made from the same paper, but we give it importance because it's money. You give the same 2000 rupee note and a piece of paper to a roadside dog. What will it do? For it, it doesn't know that the 2000 rupee has got some value, right? For it, both of it is paper. It will maybe try to eat it, smell it, or with its nails it will try to tear it. For the dog, it doesn't make any difference. Why so? For it, it also has got eyes. It can see it is paper. It has got hands. Therefore, it scratches it, but it has got no intellect to know that, okay, this is 2000 rupees. I should not tear it. It has got some value, right? So this is what distinguishes us from other animals. That is the reason why we have got this knowledge, intellect to study all our scriptures. We must make the best of it. This is one reason. But it is said that for people who say that, no, I'm very busy with other things in life, I have to take care of my family, I have to take care of my children and so on. For them, it is said that in one of the commentaries I've gone through, he said they have given an example of a pig, P-I-G, pig. A pig, it is said, or pig or any animal if you take, whenever they give birth to children, they give birth in huge numbers, right? Now, for example, human beings, you can give birth to one child, twins, or in very rare cases, triplets, 3 children, right? Apart from that, we cannot imagine anything. And once, now say for example, for a couple or so, once triplets or twins are born, they don't even think of some new child. Now, maybe 100, 200 years back, the situation was different. A family had many children. Today, mostly one child. Beyond that, we don't even think, because taking care of that one child is also very difficult. Whereas a pig, if you take 12, once it gives birth, 12 children are born to it, and like this it happens twice a year. If you ever look at it, 24 kids are born to that one pig at one time, and like this it lives for about 15 years or so, and every year it does the same thing. So approximately, if you consider 150 children are born to one pig alone, you imagine the pain that the pig has undergone. Now here there are many mothers, you know the pain of giving birth to children, right? Prasava Vedana, as we call. Adi Shankaracharya's Matru Panchakam defines this very beautifully. Astam tavadiyam prasuti samaye durvara shulavyata. Adi Shankaracharya says that when you're giving birth in labor, durvara shulavyata, as if someone is poking you with spears or so, that is a vyatha, that is a vedana that is there. Shankaracharya himself cries out when his mother is on the deathbed, says that there is no pain like this, which I can just stand here and imagine, and in the last what I do when she passes away, I can just offer her water and puffed rice. Very, very beautiful text. Just 5 verses, he tries to explain the significance of mothers all over the world. Only in praise of a mother, like God it has been treated. We have only one text that is there in praise of one's mother, that is there, Matru Panchakam, composed by Shankaracharya, which is dedicated to all mothers, not only his own mother, to all mothers. So here, the pig also, you imagine its Prasava Vedana that is there, 150 children, all through its life it is just giving birth. But what is the difference between human beings and a pig here is that, and here we are claiming that one child I am giving birth, I have to think so much. Once the child is born, next is now what should I do for him? Where should I what kind of food I should provide, which school I should take admission, his future, his living, everything we keep worrying, right, all through our life. Whereas that pig, 150 children or so, it gives birth and then it lives a life very, very nicely. But here actually, if we see, the pig's pain that is there is more than one human being giving birth to another human being. But what distinguishes the pig and the human being is that the pig has got no intellect, no mind to use. It just gives birth and it goes away. It has got no worry. It does not have to think. It also fetches for its children. It also brings proper food for its children. All that it does. Therefore, it is said that human beings should never say that I have children to take care, I have family to take care, I have work responsibilities. all that is there. All that even other animals are also doing. They also know to take care of their children. They also know to fetch for their children. They also know to give birth for their children. Even though they are not earning money or so, some or the other way. You see the roadside dogs. Who gives them food? And of course, there are many people who give them foods and all that. But a dog will never wait. It will never come and ask, oh, you give me food. Like human beings, we have to wait. We have to go and ask someone, or we have to maybe earn money to make food. Dogs don't do that. Whatever they have, they will eat. They will fetch for themselves. They can take care of themselves. Only thing that animals lack is jnanam, knowledge, mind. Therefore, in the Ramayana, all our elders, in all scriptures, it is said that, why I am telling you all this is, human beings, whenever we complain that we have got other responsibilities, I have other things to do, this, that, I have my family, I have my parents, all other animals, in fact, they are putting in more efforts. Like, for example, I give you an example of the pig. But the thing that they lack is jnanam or knowledge. We have got that. We must make the best use of it by studying Ramayana, Mahabharata. Not only this, it may not be only religious scriptures, but spending time usefully. If we are also wasting our time just going behind, okay, I have to take care of this, I have to fill my stomach, I have to go to work, this and that. All that is important. We cannot live away from that. But to have a control, take out time to know what is important. That is very, very important. Otherwise, we are also equal to animals. There is no use. Naraha Pashunam Eva. This is a Subhashita that comes in wherein you have Bharavi, a great Sanskrit poet Bharavi. He gives this explanation saying that Naraha Pashunam Eva, saying that man is a social animal, we say. But that social is important. If you don't add the word social, we are also animals then. Social animal. That's because he lives in a society, he has intellect, he has got knowledge, he's got learning. We can distinguish between what is right and wrong. We can speak what is there. If you don't do all that, if you don't use this quality of a mind and jnanam, knowledge that is there, you are equal to some animal only. So Naraha Pashunam Eva. That's the reason why Bharavi, in one of his Subhashitas, he says this. Therefore, O man, make the use of your learning ability properly. Therefore, we must learn the Ramayana and other scriptures so that knowledge is attained properly. So this is the reason. Now 2 things we have covered why someone has to learn the Ramayana also. Ramayana or any other scriptures. Our topic is Ramayana now. Okay, now coming back to the subject matter of Ramayana. Now Ramayana, we know, is divided into 24,000 verses starting from Balakanda and ending in Uttarakanda. So including the Uttarakanda also, there are about 24,000 verses. Now you go to most traditional temples or traditional Parayanams where they do the Parayanam. There they do not chant the Uttarakanda that is there. Or Uttarakanda is not considered to be a part of Valmiki Ramayana. What is the reason for this? That is because it is said that the style of writing of the first 6 kandas, starting from Balakanda till Yuddhakanda and Uttarakanda, differs a bit. Now why it would have differed? The reason being, but as far as I saw, there has been no difference at all. Same Anushtup Chandaha, same style of writing of Valmiki, that is only seen. But it might be that the time period would have differed, because Valmiki started writing Ramayana during the Uttarakanda. So from Balakanda till Yuddhakanda, the events, the incidents have already happened. It has been the past that is there, or you can say the far off past. Whereas Uttarakanda, in that we have the story of Sita being banished from the kingdom, Lavakusha being born, the children being taken care in the ashrama of Valmiki. So that has all happened maybe in the recent past. So therefore there is some time difference that is there. Till the Yuddhakanda, everything has happened in the past. Only after Rama comes back to Ayodhya, he is coronated. Then Narada comes there and tells Valmiki, now you have to start writing the story of Rama. And then he writes a story. Whereas Uttarakanda, in that Sita is just still there in the ashrama of Valmiki. Lavakusha have also been born. So both are past only. But one is the recent past, some is many years back it has happened. So therefore this can be one difference why people say that the style little differs. This is not a very valid point that is there. Second reason for this is why Uttarakanda is not considered to be a part of Ramayana, or rather why people do not chant it during the Valmiki Ramayana Parayanam. One reason is that in India or Indians, we always believe in happy ending. That is the reason also you go to any movie, the initial part, the later part, everything will have a lot of drama, story, sad things, attacks, fights, this and that. But the ending will always be happy, right? We always want a happy ending. And in case the movie does not end happily, we will give them this is the useless movie. What is this ending? They don't even know how to end the climax. Climax was very bad, right? Most of us, you go and see a movie, for us the climax is important. whatever happens in between and everything, we will always remember only the climax, right? Starting was like this, middle something happened, after the interval something happened, nobody is interested in that much. But we see the entire movie properly, but most important is the climax till date of any movie. We ask, yes, this was how it had happened, but I didn't like the climax. What it is, there's no story, nothing, they did not meet only. Or we give names to the movies. So therefore in India, just as per tradition, as per culture, we believe that everything should have a happy ending, be it any kind of modern movie or be it the Ramayana, Mahabharata and so on. Therefore many people consider that because the Uttarakhanda is a bit disturbing and we cannot believe in, I will tell you why the Uttarakhanda happened that way, why Sita was banished to the forest. When we discuss Uttarakhanda, we will discuss all that. Nothing is invalid there or no injustice has been done. We will look at that later. But a bit disturbing things happen in the Uttarakhanda. Therefore, people prefer that let Rama be coronated, let Rama become the king of Ayodhya, happy ending, the family lives happily. Let us end there. Future, what happens to Rama, what happens to Sita, we are not concerned. Rama has become the king of Ayodhya, it has been a happy ending, we will stop the Ramayana there. Therefore, they conclude the Parayanam there. But Uttarakhanda is also a part of Ramayana only. The chanting traditions, let that be anything. But Uttarakhanda, including the Uttarakhanda only, 24,000 verses of the Ramayana are there. Therefore, we have to include Uttarakhanda also as a part of Ramayana. Okay. So, this is a very controversial question even till date now. Some people will say, some people will not say. So you don't get into all that. For us, 7 kandas are important. Whatever has happened, the reality has to be portrayed. You like it, you don't like it, it is disturbing. All that is of no concern. I like only happy ending. For me, Rama should become the king and Ramayana should conclude. No, it is not our choice at all. So therefore, for us, we will consider 7 kandas are there. Starts with Balakanda, it should end with Uttarakanda. Okay. Now these are a few things that have been told. Now let us delve into Ramayana. Before we delve into Ramayana, a few things we have to look at. That is, let us look at the gist of all the 7 kandas that are there, because there might be a few people, I am sure everyone is familiar with the Ramayana story. But before we actually start fully with Balakanda, let us have just a look at the entire, all the sargas, gist of all sargas. What is the learning for all of us? Okay. I'll just share my screen, just 1 minute. Now you need not write all this, I will be sharing it on the group, so don't write all this. Now, before we delve into the sargas, the kandas, just look at Ramayana. We have got so many Ramayanams. That is the reason why today you see that you find a Rama idol, or you go to Indonesia or countries like that, there you will have people are worshipping Rama, people are worshipping Hanuman, or you go to Cambodia or things like that, you come across so many things, right? Wherein I found a Ganesha idol. So how come all this is taken place? That is because you see here, entire South Asia, or you can say the entire Asian continent was influenced by Ramayana. Sita also belonged to Nepal, today's Nepal. Mithila Rajyam is in Nepal today. That is also not a part of India today, but in earlier times it was a part of India. Therefore, whenever we look at Ramayana, you must not consider looking at it with today's geographical India. Gandhari, for example, Duryodhana, Kaurava's mother, she belonged to today's Gandhara Desham, which is in Afghanistan. Afghanistan was then a part of India. Today it is not. So that doesn't mean that she belonged to a foreign country, right? So therefore, like this, whatever we see today, we must not look with today's perspective. We must look at the time period of the Ramayana also. So you see there are many Ramayanas that come in. For example, Kamba Ramayanam Tamil, Ranganatha Ramayanam, Saptakanda Ramayanam, and there are so many you can see in front of you. Most common that is there, that is most popular, is Pramanam that has to be considered is Valmiki Ramayanam. Why Valmiki Ramayanam? Or why we are also studying the Valmiki Ramayanam? Why not any other Ramayanam? People who have Tamil as a mother tongue will say, no, I want to study Kamba Ramayanam. People who are North Indians will say, no, I want to study Ramcharitamanas or Bhavarta Ramayana. There are many Ramayanas that are there. You have some foreign, like for example, I told you Indonesia, Myanmar, Cambodia and so on, they have their own Ramayanas also. So now you have a doubt saying that which Ramayana should I study? Now let me tell you one thing, though all the Ramayanas are believed and said that the story is the same. Now all these Ramayanas are talking only about the story of Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, all that is there. But there are a few differences that come in. For example, the most popular is Lakshman Rekha episode. You'll be surprised to know that Lakshman Rekha episode is not mentioned in the Valmiki Ramayana at all. But it is such a popular episode that is there, right? Lakshman Rekha episode, if it is not there in the Valmiki Ramayana, why am I studying it in the Ramayana stories? Lakshman Rekha is such an important incident. It has been mentioned in the Ramcharitamanas by Tulsi Ramayana, by Tulsi Das. Therefore, we have considered that also to be a part of Ramayana. Without the Lakshman Rekha, we cannot even imagine the story of Ramayana. Lakshmana has drawn that line, Sita crossed over that line, that's how Ravana abducted. That is the main part of Ramayana. That is the turning story of Ramayana. If that had not happened, Ramayana will never take place. Nicely, they would have gone and come back from the forest. What is the story? There is no thrill at all, right? But then it is said that Sita had just been told, don't come out of the cottage, but she came out, and that's how Ravana abducted her. Only this much has been mentioned in the Valmiki Ramayana. If you read it thoroughly in the Kishkinda, in the Aranya Kanda, you will find this. But no, for us we like, no, Lakshmana drew the line around the cottage of Sita. Sita crossed over that. If you would have seen some serials or movies of Ramayana, you can see when Sita crosses that line, when Ravana tries to come inside the cottage, when he tries to cross that Lakshman Rekha in order to come near Sita, you see some fire comes in. They show those graphics, right? And we feel it is reality. It can be reality only, but then in the Valmiki Ramayana it has not been mentioned. Second question is, now there are so many Ramayanas. Now you have confused us more, saying that now Lakshman Rekha is not mentioned in the Valmiki Ramayana, but still till date I know the Ramayana story only with the Lakshman Rekha episode. How come? Now which Ramayana should I consider true? What is true? Has the Lakshman Rekha episode really taken place or no? There are so many Ramayanas. There will be so much of controversies like this. Ramayana is all false. Let me run away from here. For this there is an answer. There are many Ramayanas that have been written. Which Ramayana should be given Pramanam? Pramanam should be given to Valmiki Ramayana. Why so? Valmiki Ramayanam is an Arsha Mahakavyam. If people you have read the original Ramayana, you know that after every sarga, every chapter you have iti arshe Srimad Ramayane Valmikiye Adikavye, first text बालकांडे प्रथम सर्गः और सुंदरकांडे प्रथम सर्गः अयोध्याकांडे प्रथम सर्गः इति आर्षे रामायण महाभारत आर्ष महाकाव्यम great epics. Arsha is something which has been composed by rishis or sages, that is Arsha Mahakavyam. And because Valmiki and Vyasa, as I told you, they were very much present during the times of Ramayana, whereas all these poets, if you see, they were not there during Ramayana time. Therefore, because we need witness for everything, so whoever was the eyewitness, for them we will give the Pramana. So now it is in our hands to decide whether is the Lakshman Rekha episode true or is it not true. We have got nothing to do with that. Why should we delve into that controversy? If it is there, let it be there. Ramcharitamanas also very, very popular Ramayana. Even till date, you see people in North India, especially if you go, they will be chanting this Ramcharitamanas. It's an Avadhi script. Avadhi is a mixture of Sanskrit and Hindi. So therefore, we must have little knowledge of Hindi also when we chant this Ramcharitamanas. So like this, whenever controversies come in like this, you must always consider the Pramanam or the proof is Valmiki Ramayana, because one is there's an Arsha Mahakavyam composed by sages, where both the sages, Valmiki and Vyasa, were very much present while composing Ramayana and Mahabharata. So they would surely have been eyewitnesses that can be given Pramana. Whenever controversies come in, that doesn't mean that the other Ramayanas are false also, but when you have to choose between two, whichever is having more proofs or whoever is the eyewitness, for that we have to give Pramana. So for your knowledge, these are so many Ramayanas that are there. For us, if we study even one Ramayana, that will be like a blessing. That also we cannot do properly. So this is a rich culture of Ramayana that is there. So this is one more proof that shows that Ramayana would have surely taken place and why Ramayana has to be studied. If it is just a mystery story, just a mythological story, just an imaginary or a fictional story, Ramayana would not be composed in so many languages, right? Not only in India, people even outside from India have composed Ramayana in their own languages that is there, and they are studying it and regarding it as a religious book till date. This itself shows proof. So like this, there are many proofs that are there. Further, let's look at each of the sargas. Now, Ramayanam. Now, please note this is an error. Ayanam, not Ayanam. No, Ramasya Ayanam. Due to grammar rules, Ramayanam, there it becomes na, but Ayanam is the right word, meaning the journey. Ramasya Ayanam Ramayanam. That means journey of Rama is Ramayana. Adi Kavyam. Now, Adi Kavyam, Ramayana is one of the most first, I'll not say one of the first, I'll say it is the first Sanskrit literature that has been composed by Valmiki. I'll tell you the story how it started later. Let us finish this. So, Adi Kavye, that's why the Parashrutis comes. Ityarshe, Srimad Ramayane, Adi Kavye. The first text, first Sanskrit literature is Ramayana. There are 7 kandas. The numbers you can see, 645 sargas, 24,000 shlokas. The sargas that come in, Balakanda, Ayodhya Kanda, Balakanda, childhood. Ayodhya Kanda, time spent in Ayodhya. Aranya Kanda, time spent in the forest. Kishkinda Kanda, meeting with Sugriva and killing of Vali in Kishkinda. Sundarakanda, Hanuman leaping over the ocean, meeting Sita and coming back. Duration of 24 hours, told in 68 sargas, more than 2,000 verses that come in. So Sundarakanda, smallest, you can say, smallest part of Ramayana, but the most important part of Ramayana. Yuddhakanda, the war that takes place, battle. Uttarakanda is a conclusion, or what happens after Rama returns back to Ayodhya. That is Uttarakanda. So this is how the division of Ramayana is done. Now let us look at the gist of each of the sargas before we delve deep into each one. Now through this, what we get to learn through each sarga that has been mentioned. So the learnings from each sarga, like most of you said, Rama is a role model, Rama is man himself, so we can also look up to him and learn. Balakanda. Now in the Balakandam, if you see, Rama goes through hardships in life. It is mentioned. He knows the realities of life and he struggles. Now how come? Balakanda is just the childhood, right? But if you see, now Rama was married at the age of 12. Sita was married at the age of 6. Here also controversy will arise. Child marriage, I'll tell you what. So, before that, maybe you can consider at the age of 11 or so, Vishwamitra would have come to take Rama along, to take Lakshmana along. This shows hardship. Now what is that hardship here? He had to go and fight with the demons out there. He had learnt all the weapons, all the shastras, he had completed his education, everything was done. But then Vishwamitra took him along. At that time, Dasharatha, we know he was skeptical. He says, no, I will come along with you. I am Dasharatha. In all the 10 directions my chariot goes about. I have killed so many enemies here and there. I cannot send my small 11-year-old son with you to kill all the demons. Therefore, please, I have to also come along with you. You take me, you spare my son. Vishwamitra gets angry. He says, only if Rama comes, I will go. Otherwise, no. I want only Rama. Rama there assures Dasharatha that I will go. Lakshmana also follows. So there, in an initial stage itself, he had to face Tataka. There also second problem, Tataka comes in. Tataka comes, again Rama has a problem. He says, I have learned that no woman should be attacked. If I kill a woman, I will incur sin. And the first demoness that comes is Tataka. Again Vishwamitra tells him that irrespective of woman and man, if a person is causing trouble, you have to kill. Causing trouble in the sense like Tataka. That doesn't mean that tomorrow we have an argument with our wife or mother and we go and beat her. It's not the meaning of that. Why I'm telling you this is, people interpret it this way. Here of course we are all scholars, all of you are scholars, that is fine. But then you tell someone something like this, no, in extreme cases like this, like for example Tataka or so, when there is no option, she was a demoness, she did not show the qualities of a woman at all, then if there was no option, you have to kill. If she is causing trouble, people interpret it this way, saying that no, my sister caused me trouble, I'll go and beat her. Or my mother has caused me trouble, she's not giving me what I want, I'll go and beat her. Or my wife is not listening to me, I'll go and beat her. It is not the meaning like that. People are fools enough to interpret it like this. Therefore, we have to be very, very careful when we speak. Okay, so coming back, Rama. Again, Rama is confused. Vishwamitra says, no, you have to kill her, she kills. Now, Rama, you see the life of gods, we feel it is very, very easy. Rama feels okay, Tataka is done. Krishna Avatara, same. First Rakshasi that comes is Putana. Here now again he has a problem. He says that at least in the case of Rama, he was 11 years old. But in the case of Krishna, he was just a few days old when Putana comes. Right from the time Krishna was born, he was born in a jail. First itself, a unique birthplace. Second is, right from the day he was born, problems. Putana continuously comes as sending demons. So we feel that Krishna is God, Rama is God, They have just come in just to show their godly qualities and go back, just to protect people and go back. For us, in fact, we feel that our life is very much better. We also feel, right? Sometimes we have this thought, oh, Rama is so good, Krishna is so good. They can just come, show their godly powers, people will worship them, people will follow them, they will end their avatara and go back. It's not at all easy, especially for gods or spiritual leaders, gurus and so on. We feel their life is so easy. They're so famous personalities. Come, advise people, go back. People will come, you have a big fan following coming in, go back. It's not easy. You go, you see, if you have visited any of those Shankaracharya mutts or any religious mutts that we go in, it can be any person that you follow. People go there and people come in with all kinds of their problems. That they know, my son is not getting married, my legs are paining, I have this issue, that issue, I don't know what to do in life. All that we go and tell, right? All these gurus. It's not wrong if you don't tell. But you imagine their plight that comes in. They have those divine qualities, this, that, let's not consider all that. But today, if someone, you consider yourself in place of them, you have about 100 or 1000 people coming to you and telling you continuously, now I am facing this problem in life, you give me a solution. I am facing so and so, give me a solution. Bless my son with that my son should get married early. Bless so that my children will always stay with me. Bless so that my child should study properly. Bless me so that I get a promotion properly. Bless me that I get a new house. You will run away from there. You imagine our own pride, we will run away from there. We'll think, oh, my problems are not enough. People are coming and telling me their problems and I have to find solutions to them. I cannot find solutions to my problems till date. So therefore, or even in the case of God also, all over the world, in India only you see, what is the population that we have? 112 million, this, that they tell, right? As per the census. Worldwide, you look at the population, even if you consider, say 50% don't believe in God, 50% are still believing. And every day in that 50% also, all of us here, we are having some or the other boon that we want. I want this, I want that, you bless me with this, bless me with that. So you imagine once the plight of God that comes in. It is not at all easy. Krishna also tells to Arjuna. Arjuna, like all of us also, he feels very happy. He feels very sad and tells Krishna that you are so great. Just now I came, now Krishna, Arjuna, if you see initially, he did not know that Krishna was God himself. He just felt that, oh, Krishna is just my friend, he is my cousin, he is my Sakha. That's why in the initial chapters of the Gita, you see in one or two places, he uses this word Sakha. But later he realizes that, oh, this Krishna is not a normal person like me, he is surely someone else. And that's when Krishna reveals. So there, Arjuna very casually tells Krishna that you are so lucky, right? When you say that you are divine, whenever you want you can be born. You can choose your parents, you can choose where you want to be born, how you want to be born and all that. Look at me, we don't have an option. Human beings don't have an option. For us, we cannot choose our parents. We are born in so and so house, they declare that they are my parents, right? A very harsh truth I'll tell you for this. Someone says that you are born in so and so family, right? And for people who say that, no, I don't believe in anything, or I believe only in logic, I believe only in science, I believe only in proofs. Whenever a mother comes and tells, we have not seen the birth process, right? For example, a small child, from day one it is born, from the time it can understand, the person comes and tells, no, I am your mother, I am your father. Do we go? Is there anyone who has gone, how can you say that you are my mother, you are my father? Do we go and do the DNA test and come? No. Day one we are believing, saying, oh, she is my father, she is my mother. I see them all around me, therefore they can be my mother, they can be my father. All that is on one side. Okay, a child develops motherly feelings, looking at one person, it can realize, it can recognize who is its mother. All that is fine. Do we have any proof on paper? Is there any experiment that is done? It's not done. Now when I am saying this also, if you might not like, how can you say all this? But this is a harsh reality that is there. So when we argue saying that I need proofs for everything, I need scientific experiments for everything, right from the time we are born, we are believing. Someone says, okay, you are my mother, okay, you are my mother. I am your father, yes, you are my father. We don't do a DNA testing here. We believe right from day one. So therefore here Arjuna says that, you see, there also I am not having any proof. I am believing that is there. Then look at you. You can nicely choose who are your parents. Arjuna tells Lord Krishna, you can nicely choose who are your parents. You want to be born in a jail, you can be born. You want to be born at night, 12 o'clock, you can be born. Rama was born. You see, in each of your incarnations, your birth time is also unique. Rama is born afternoon 12 o'clock. Krishna is born after night 12 o'clock. This is so unique. And then Vasudeva has to carry you on your head and go about. I have to spend 2 or 3 days in the hospital gasping for breath also. But in your case, so nicely you are born. Vasudeva carries you in heavy rains. Sheshanaga comes as an umbrella on top of you. So nice. If such things you bless your devotees also, it will be very good. Krishna gives him a beautiful. Arjuna like this is complaining, saying that just like all of us human beings also, when we look at others, we feel, oh, your life is so good. We don't have direct conversations with God. We have conversations with our own friends and human beings. Say, look at his life so nicely. He gets up in the morning nicely. He has kept a maid. Someone cooks and gives him. He has to just get ready, go for work for some time, comes back nicely, enjoys life. And look at me. Get up early in the morning, do all my things, cook food, go there, spend 9-10 hours working there, slogging the whole day, then coming back night also I have to do something, I have to take care of my family, my day is done. Life is gone. Look at someone else, nicely they are living. We always compare, right? We look at others, we feel everyone's life is the best except mine. God has given me all the problems in the world only to me alone. Rest everyone is happy. A normal human mentality, not blaming anyone. So here Arjuna, when he tells, Krishna tells, cool down. Krishna listens patiently to what all Arjuna has to say. And then Krishna answers saying that, you are very, very happy, Arjuna, or all you human beings are very happy. Only one choice is not given to you to choose your parents, or maybe to choose where you will be born, what you will be born, how you will do and everything. It is better. It is better that you don't know what will happen in future. In my case, you see, before the time I was born also, I knew that I am going to face all this. Firstly, all my 7 brothers are going to die. I am going to be born in a jail. Kamsa is going to send me demons every day. Now you just imagine, and even after considering all this also, I am born. So now Krishna asks a very simple question to Arjuna. He says that if someone tells you even before you are born, or maybe initially also, even after you are born, if someone comes and tells you, okay, now demons are going to be sent to kill you, till you are being killed, you will not be allowed to stay happily. If something happens like that with us, will we ever stay happily? No. So that's the reason, no, it's better I don't know things, right? Or if someone tells, okay, on so and so day you will die. Say for example, someone comes and tell me that in the month of May, so and so you will die. Only 2 months you have to live, 2 months you do whatever you want. From this minute onwards, I cannot sit still, right? When will May come, May should not come at all, I'll sit and pray, right? So, therefore, Arjuna, Krishna tells that, though I am God, people worship me all over, people follow me as a great ideal, but still you don't know my problems that are there. Someone tells that someone is going to send obstacles for you right from the day you are born. You imagine the plight of that person, right? And for you, you are living happily. You don't know what will happen in future, you are satisfied. That is the reason you are satisfied. Therefore, when things, even in our own life, when we have some astrologers or predictors, and so they will tell, okay, what will good, I don't know whether it happens in other parts, but then especially in Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, there is a tradition. You have a cow coming in, or I think that's a bull, and then you go and ask the cow something, and the cow will, if it is positive, it nods its head, and if it is negative, it says no, something like that. You give it money. And many, especially I think in Gujarat, this tradition happens. Even in Maharashtra, Mumbai also I have seen, wherein people feel very happy. You go and ask that cow, and that cow will tell, cow or a bull, whatever it is, it comes and it predicts. So then we feel very happy. We say, wow, something good happened. And if something, Nandi Bai, correct. So when something wrong it tells or negative it tells, we don't like. We immediately run and come away. This bull is telling me something which I cannot believe in, let me run away and come back. Right? So like this, it is very interesting to know. Yes, correct. So it is very interesting to know, but then we like only things which are positive, which will be always good. If something tells negative, then we will never like, right? So therefore Krishna tells Arjuna that it is better that you don't know anything in life. Don't ever feel that life of gods, life of great leaders or so is easy. They have their own set of problems. You human beings are very easy. I have taken all the burden on me. You have just been given a birth, you've just been told to do your duties properly. Just stay as a good human being, have good behavior, have good conduct. That itself is more than enough. Rest everything I will take care. But then you cannot do even that, you are worrying about things which you don't have to worry. So this is a very simple answer that Krishna gives. So coming back here, so here Rama also had to go a lot of hardships in life. So right from the time they are born, so just I gave you to tell that we feel things are very easy for gods or for great leaders or so. Only I am having the problems in my life. It is not at all so. Even the Lord, God also has to put in efforts. So therefore why Vishwamitra takes Rama and Lakshmana along in the Balakanda is to tell that in future you are going to face a lot of Rakshasas and demons. I have to make you ready for that. Be ready from day one. Okay. Before we proceed in, let me just take a pause. Till here, is everyone understanding? I hope it's not going overhead.
What you show me the last slide where Khandas and Sarkas are shown. Just I want to see.
I will be sharing it on the group, Shekharji.
Just one.
Anyone else? I hope everything is clear, right, till here?
Yes, yes, very helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll continue. Anyone has some doubt you want to ask? No?
The same thing that slide you are saying.
Yes, I will share whatever it.
No scope for doubts in this one.
Sorry?
No scope for doubts.
I cannot. I could. No place for doubt. Okay. Okay, but there is one thing that happens when people don't have doubts. It can be two things, two possibilities. One is, as you say, maybe I assume that it should be you understand everything, or second is you don't understand anything. That's why my doubts don't come in. So there can be two possibilities. So I hope it is the first one only. First one. Okay, okay. So let's continue. So now Balakandam. So then Rama and Lakshmana, Vishwamitra makes them ready, saying that life is not going to be easy. You have to lead at times. That's why it shows elements of making a great leader. It's mentioned there. You have to lead at times. Take the lead. You're the elder brother, as well as the army also. Later, when you have to fight a war with Ravana, there also you have to take a lead. So hardships and realities Rama had to face even while he was just at the age of 11. Further, Ayodhya Kanda. Now in the Balakanda itself, if you see, towards the end, you have the marriage of Rama and Sita. Vishwamitra's episode, he goes for the Swayamvara, wins over Rama and comes. So let us consider now the controversy. Rama is 12 years of age when he married Sita. Sita was 6 when she came. Isn't this not child marriage? Today we have laws that say that 18 years for a girl child, I think now it is 21, and 21 for a male child. Then how come? If today we are looking upon Rama as a great role model, then why? Now Ramavatara, all the age factors, if you see, everything is unique. Now that 18 and 21 that we have today as per law, that was because to go in the family way, in the biological way. So in those times, in the Treta Yuga, or in those times when we had this kingship ruling in, we had the concept of marriage not only looked upon as to go in the family way, or just two people coming close, or building on a relationship and so on. If a king defeated another king, or like this in the case of Rama, if you had to go in a Swayamvara and you win over a lady, at that time, win over a woman also, that king used to gift his daughter, saying that you take her in marriage. And when it was given in marriage, that doesn't mean that only for the family way or the biological way. That was not the only purpose. The responsibility of that lady or of the princess was on the person, on the king who won over her. So he used to take care of her. So from the father of the daughter, father of the princess, it used to be given just to the king who was won over. That king would be made the husband. So here, in the case of Rama also, that is the reason why you see children were born to them many years later, not immediately. So when at the age of 12 and 6 respectively, when Rama and Sita were married respectively, they did not go the family way. They just lived happily. Rama took good care of Sita. Rama was also small. Sita was also small. So they just lived together. That's it. So therefore in those times, but of course today we have proper rules that are there. In those times, rules were not there. The only rule was when a king won over, he used to give his possessions. So he used to lose out on everything. In those times, what used to happen is, whenever a king lost anything in battle, he used to leave and go to Vana, go to the forest, Vanaprastha Ashrama, and finally Sannyasa Ashrama. So he used to leave behind his kingdom and go. So then who will take care of his family? So the king and his wife would go about. So whenever if he had a son, the son would be ruling the kingdom further. The daughter would be given in marriage to whomever he was defeated by. So this was a tradition that was being followed. So here there should be no controversy saying that Rama and Sita are child marriage has been done and so on. It was just as a protection. That is the reason why even Dasharatha also, as we discussed last time, had about 350 wives that are there. But he did not go in the family way of each and every wife. Even in the case of Krishna also, if you see, people till date keep Krishna names, 16,000 and so wives that are there, 16,108 roughly, the figure goes up and down. How come? Was Krishna born only for this? Krishna did not go the family way with all these wives. Only with his Ashtamahishi, 8 principal wives, he begetted children. So, marrying someone and going in the family way, both these things are different. Today, we look upon both of these with one. Marriage means family. It is not at all so. Today, of course, we have many modern concepts coming in saying that some people believe that only we want to live together, we don't want to beget children. All that is one part. But then Rama and Sita, being a grihastha, it is your duty, of course, to beget children. That is one part. But then they did not break any rules, or they did not ensure that child marriage, or they just wasted their life doing nothing. No. After the age of 12 and 6, they developed. 12 years they lived in Ayodhya happily. It's not that the next day itself Kaikeyi asked for the boons. No. 12 plus 12, 24. Sita was 18. So they had their development that took place in the kingdom of Ayodhya. And there is one more thing for this. And today now, this is how our society has degraded. If you see, it is said that Sita was kept very, very happily in Ayodhya than in Mithila. Whatever hardships, whatever comforts she got in Mithila, same thing she got in Ayodhya. Kaushalya always treated her like her own daughter. That is the reason why when they went out for Vanavasa, when Rama comes with a proposal, Kaushalya, she tries to stop Rama, no doubt. But then she is not at all willing to leave Sita. She tells that, no, let Rama go, you should not go. You are the one. It is said that in the case of Sita, when she goes to the forest, she doesn't know what a thorn is. Her legs, under her legs, always it used to be like cotton, soft cotton, because that was the amount of comforts that she had lived. She never even knew to do anything. But Kaushalya took care of her just like her own mother Sunayana, Janaka's wife Sunayana, just like her own mother. So today, whenever it is a marriage, we face so many problems like mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, this, that. Mother-in-law looks upon the daughter-in-law, she ill-treats her, or daughter-in-law ill-treats her mother-in-law. All these things have happened in today's society. Ramayana, it was never like that. Kaushalya always looked upon Sita like her own daughter. She never told her to work, you serve me, do this, do that. No. Even, not only Kaushalya, even Dasharatha. When they go out to the forest, when Dasharatha is on his deathbed, he cries out, saying that, tells Rama, don't go to the forest, don't leave me and go, all that. He tries to convince Rama. Rama doesn't listen. Lakshmana also doesn't listen. But to Sita, he tells that, at least you don't go. I want you to stay because I have promised your father that I will always keep you happy. So this was the amount of respect, and that is the reason today when we see that Ramayana is a very ancient story, it is an old epic or very orthodox this and that. In fact, it is one of the most modern epics that is there. We cannot see the situation like this today anywhere. Today we look upon people, look up and down. You are low, you are high. Ramayana never had this concept at all. So at the age of 12, they get married, 12 more years they live happily. So now their age is 24 and 18. At that time Dasharatha decides that I must coronate my son Rama. Now all these date references to some extent are mentioned in the Valmiki Ramayana, but you get the detailed reference in the Uttar Ramacharitam written by Bhavabhuti, a very, very beautiful text. Uttar Ramacharitam, mainly it talks about Uttar Ramayanam, Uttarakandam, but it also gives a reference wherein all this age and all these factors has been mentioned very, very clearly. So 12 years they lived happily. At the age of 24, when Dasharatha decides to coronate Rama, at that time Manthara, Kaikeyi's servant, she comes with that idea, and then she says that now my son has to be coronated, and then the Ramayana story goes about like that. So then Rama decides to leave to the forest. Sita is 18, they are 24. 14 years later they come back. Now Rama is 39, Sita is roughly about 32, 33 you can consider. 2 years more they live happily in Ayodhya. All this time reference is mentioned in the Ramayana, if you read it, original Ramayana. 2 years later, for 2 years they live happily in Ayodhya, and that's the time when Sita gets pregnant. So you see, today we boast about family planning, right? Husband and wife decide, no, I'll get married maybe at the age of 25. Till 30 we'll not even think of a child. We will build on our careers, this, that. Then we'll do a lot of planning, this, everything, whatever we tell to him. Then at the age of 30 I'll get pregnant. Now of course, all this doesn't happen that way. If a child has to be born, the right time has to come in. Of course, that is all there. But here also, whenever they were living in the forest, or when the first 12 years initially they lived in Ayodhya, they never ever tried to go the family way. Because the initial years that they lived in Ayodhya, Sita was just a small girl. She had to attain the age of 18, right? And even Rama also was a young boy. So they did not attain maturity at all. So hence they did not go the family way. 14 years they had to be in the forest. In the forest you cannot go in the family way. We only are living in the forest. What about our children, right? And there they lived a very sattvic life. So, and then later, once now things have been settled, all our responsibilities are covered in, then Rama and Sita decide to go the family way. And the same thing was followed by all the three brothers also, be it Bharata, Lakshmana and Shatrugna. Shatrugna was living with his wife only. Still he did not go the family way because he felt that it is a case of dukkha. My elder brother is living in the forest. Two brothers are living in the forest, all my elder brothers. Bharata is living in Nandigrama away from his wife. Only I am living. I have other responsibilities of managing the palace when no one is there. Therefore, I cannot do all this. So, at the right time, they also did the family planning that takes place. So, again, a proof that Ramayana, today's concepts that we see around in the world, we feel that today only it has been invented. Family planning, this, that, when people boast about, we feel only today something has come in. All this has been mentioned. Only thing is, we don't give it a big tag as family planning. Oh, Rama is like this. Rama and Sita thought like this. We don't give it. We take it very casually. So, at the age of roughly 2 years they spent. At that time, roughly at the age of 35, Sita gets pregnant. And at the age of 41, Rama becomes a father. So, that's how the story is mentioned. So, here again a controversy comes in. So late, at the age of 41, Rama becomes a parent. Now, you see, is this correct? Okay. Now I am just trying to tell you a few controversial things which can you can say build a doubt in our mind. So all these doubts and queries should go away before we actually delve into the Ramayana. Now in those times, if you see in the Treta Yuga, things were totally different. Rama lived for 10,000 years. Time period was different. Today in the Kali Yuga, we are living only for 100 years. So if a person becomes a father at the age of 40, that means by the time his son develops, grows up little, there is no guarantee whether the child will even live, right? So of course there is no age or so that has been mentioned where no, only by this age you have to become a father, only by this age you have to become a mother. But then few things we have to consider, the time period that is there. Now how come we know that the time period and the things were very, very different? That is the reason where you have to take the reference of Sundarakanda. Sita asks Hanuman there, Ajanubahu, she gives a reference, or this Ajanubahu, you would have heard this. What is Ajanubahu? Ajanubahu. Bahu is arms, ARMS, arms. Janu is knee. It is said that Rama's height was so long, that he was so heighted that his arms could touch the knee that is there. That is Ajanubahu. He had very long hands. All of us also later you can stand and see whether your hands reach your knees, not bending while standing straight. We do yoga and all that, right? They tell us to touch our knee, touch our forehead with your knee and all that. Sorry, touch your knee with your forehead. So like this, Rama's height was so, you can see he was so heighted that he could touch his knee by standing straight. It is said that his height was 8 feet then. Today, human beings, 6 feet, we cannot go beyond 6 feet. Those times it was 8 feet. That is why he was Ajanabahu. This reference we get in the Sundarakanda. Nothing I am mentioning out of my own mind or just someone has mentioned without any proof. No. Sundarakanda, Sita mentions this. Whenever we look at the Sundarakanda, I will tell you that verse. 8 feet. Time period was also different. Therefore, a few rules also changed. So here the controversy coming in. Why Rama became a father at the age of 40 when today's times we don't do that. But everything was different then. So maybe the climatic conditions were different, health was different, health conditions were different, rules were different, or maybe you can say the bodily, the physical capacity was also different. So things have been changed over a period of time. So that is the reason why this is the age factor that has been mentioned, put roughly for Rama and Sita. Further, let us look at the other sargas. Let us finish at least that. Ayodhya Kanda. Ayodhya Kandam is a place wherein the turning point of Ramayana comes in, Kaikeyi comes. So you need to balance good and bad things in life. Now you just imagine the plight of Rama here. Kaikeyi, though she was not the real mother, she was a stepmother of Rama. She was the one who loved Rama most dearly. Even than her own son Bharata, she loved Rama. Even more than Kaushalya, it is said. So then how come her mind changed? Right? Now let us compare this to our own lives. Say for example, all of our mothers also, she'll be loving us for many years together. Like in the case of Rama, if you consider 24. till the age of 24, 25, if our mother is very loving, and suddenly, she has some change that comes in. She tells, no, I don't want, I want you to go away, or anything like that. Or you take the other way around today. Today we see most children who are there who send their parents to old age homes, or they don't take care of their children in olden times and so on, right? So at that time you just imagine the mindset or the plight. Now here, and I hope here no one is like that, but then if you just imagine that way, you know the plight of those parents, right? Then at that time what we think, oh, I have taken care of my son so long, and today when he has to take care of me, he's not even looking at me. So what will be the mindset? We feel so sad, right? And we see so many people being depressed and falling sick and all that. So the same thing happened with Rama also, it is said, wherein for the last 25 years, this mother, who is not actually my real mother, she has shown me so much of love and affection, and within a span of one day, her mind has changed and she is ready to send me to the forest for 14 years. That too, imagine the level of punishment. It's not that maybe she is not talking or something like that. No, she is sending me to the forest for 14 days. And later when Kaikai was asked, when Bharata comes and asks, now this comes in the Pratima Natakam of written by Bhasa. Bhasa is a great Sanskrit poet. He writes a few dramas on Ramayana. In that there is one drama called Pratima. In that there is a verse when Bharata questions. Now all this is not there in the Valmiki Ramayana, but these are interesting references. So that's why I am telling. There, when Bharata questions Kaikai, why did you do this? Why do you have to send Rama to the forest for 14 years? If you want, you could have told him that let my son Bharata become the king. Rama would have readily agreed. He will never fight. For him, I am his most dear brother. He will readily give me the kingdom. He is not a person who is fighting for kingdom, property, money and all that. But why do you have to give him such a harsh punishment? For that, Kaikai, she feels bad. She repents and regrets later. You know what she said? She said that instead I wanted to say 14 days, in slip of my tongue it became 14 years. This answer is given by Bhasa and Pratima. You can consider this to be a creativity or just an imagination of Bhasa, because it's not Valmiki Ramayana. So Valmiki has not used any imagination, but Bhasa of course has used some imagination. So you can take it with a pinch of salt, whether you want to take it, whether it is real or false. But then it's a drama, so a little bit of, you can say, he adds a sensational, or to make it a bit exciting, thrill, he adds such things. So there it is mentioned like this, wherein Bhasa says that I wanted to say 14 days, but it turned out like a slip of tongue, it became 14 years. How can someone's tongue slip like this? So you imagine the plight of Rama. But still, just as Shekharji pointed out before, till yesterday the person was so happy that I am going to be made the next king of Ayodhya. Tomorrow he comes to know that he is banished from the kingdom for 14 years. You imagine the mental state of Rama, but he accepted everything readily. He knew how to balance life, he knew how to balance good as well as bad things, and readily he went for the forest. He went to the forest, he went up. Now, not only Rama, we must consider even Sita. Sita, okay, she had to follow Rama wherever her husband is. She said, for me wherever you are, that is Ayodhya. Wherever you live, for me that is heaven. This, that, she tells all that, she follows. Two more important people we have to consider here. Lakshmana and also Sumitra. Lakshmana, when he comes to know this image, now we know Lakshmana is a very very angry man. Immediately gets angry. He comes with a bow and arrow in his hand. I'm going to kill my father, I'm going to banish my mother, and so on. Even at that point, what Rama says, if you're going to speak like this, I will ensure that you've been removed. I will ensure that I don't see you in front of my eyes. For Lakshmana, Rama was life. Therefore, if Rama banished him or Rama did not look upon him, for Lakshmana it means that is the end of his life. Therefore Lakshmana falls at the feet and so on. So then falls at the feet, Sharanagati, and then he decides that I have to also follow Sita and Rama to the forest. He falls at the feet. Rama and Sita were discussing inside. When they come outside, Lakshmana suddenly comes, falls at the feet of Rama and Sita. Before Rama could tell him anything, Sita tells Lakshmana, you also come to the forest. Why she does that? Before Rama gave some approval, or before Rama could speak something, Sita did this. Lakshmana fell at the feet. Sita gave this approval. Come Lakshmana, you have to come to the forest. Rama looks at Sita. He tells, wait, what are you doing? Why should he come to the forest? The curse, the boon that has been told by Kaikai that I have to follow, still you have also come. Why should I take Lakshmana? Sita tells, we must not argue at all. One who comes and falls at the feet, Sharanagati, whatever he says, we have to listen. Surrender. Therefore, the importance of Sharanagati has been mentioned in the Ramayana. In the later sessions also, I will tell you that in detail. Sharanagati. So one who comes and falls at the feet, however evil, however good, whatever he says, you like, don't like, that nothing should be considered. One falls at the feet, we have to listen to what he says because he has surrendered Sharanagati. Lakshmana agrees. Rama agrees, but he tells Lakshmana, go and first take the approval of Sumitra, your mother, and your wife Urmila. Only after they approve, you can come along with us. Lakshmana goes to Sumitra. He had a fear in his mind. Now which mother will tell to the son, okay, you go to your forest? That too, when Lakshmana had not been told to go to the forest. The condition was only for Rama. But then Lakshmana also had to go. Which mother will say, you go to the forest, you live nicely with your brother, it's okay, whatever happens to you, I don't care. No mother will say that. So Lakshmana entered the chambers of Sumitra with a fear in his mind, thinking that Sumitra might not allow it. Before he could, so then he just makes a statement that Rama is going to the forest, so can you grant me permission, even I have to also go. He tells in a very low voice. Sumitra there, what the very beautiful answer she gives is that, who are you to ask me permission? Sumitra was a very, very intelligent lady. That is the reason why whenever they gave the payasa also, when we delve into the Balakanda, when that episode comes out, the Putrakameshti Yajna, when the payasa comes out, the second share of payasa was given to Sumitra. Why so? There is a verse, Dasharatha says, Anuchaiva Sumitrayai Punareva Mahamatihi. Anuchaiva Sumitrayai. At that time, very thoughtfully, he gave the second scoop of payasa also to Sumitra, without giving it to Kaushalya or Kaikeyi. Kaushalya chief queen, Kaikeyi was a repent from before. Therefore, if they got the second share, they will have a fight. So therefore, let me give it to the third queen, that is Sumitra. She is there and she is a very, very intelligent lady. Therefore, if I give it to her, 2 children will be born to her, both will be very good. That is why both Lakshmana and Shatrughna, it is said that Lakshmana and Shatrughna should be given more importance than Rama and Bharata alone. Because they were the one who saved, who even served the Lord themselves. The serving quality or devotion, that is more important than Lord himself. That is what is said. Therefore, the Sumitra was a very, very intelligent lady, and it is said that she was one of those people who already knew that Rama is not a normal man, Rama is Lord himself. In Krishna Avatara, it is not a surprise to know that Krishna is Lord, because right from the time he was born, he has revealed that he is God. Rama never did that. Whereas Sumitra was so intelligent, she knew that Rama is Lord Vishnu himself. So she tells Lakshmana that, you are no one to come and ask me, should I go to the forest? Nor am I to tell you that I have granted you permission, please go. She tells him one thing, today onwards, Rama is your father, Sita is your mother, wherever Rama lives, that is Ayodhya for you, the forest is Ayodhya for you, go and serve them as if you are serving your own parents. After you come back after 14 years, you bring them back safely, then you can call me and regard me as your mother. Till then, Sita is your mother, Rama is your father, serve them like that. This was the answer that Sumitra gave Lakshmana. Does this mean that she was very harsh, or she had a rock heart? Didn't she have some motherly feelings? Didn't something stop her to tell that no, my son should not go to the forest and suffer? Which mother will allow? But then she knew what is right. With a very heavy heart, she sent her son away. She too shed tears. She too felt bad. But she knew what was right. She knew that Rama and Sita would need Lakshmana, and we know the contributions of Lakshmana, right? Without Lakshmana, it would have been very difficult. So therefore, very, very difficult. Not only the contributions of Rama, Ramayana is a text wherein each and every character has to be considered. So this was Sumitra's contribution. Lakshmana feels very happy. He jumps and returns back, tells Rama, I got permission. Rama says, cool down, your wife is remaining. Go and ask her. Urmila, this lady. Now, one more extra reference of Urmila, the wife of Lakshmana. When they were getting married, when Vishwamitra along with Rama and Lakshmana goes to Mithila, this reference is not there in the Valmiki Ramayana, it is from the side stories that come in. There it is said that there used to be a garden and there Rama and Sita, before their marriage, they both used to not meet personally. Sita with her friends used to come to that garden, and Rama and Lakshmana used to go to that garden to pluck flowers for puja. Vishwamitra used to send them. So at that time they used to meet Sita, and whenever, now even today also you see, whenever we have a new couple who's going to be married, the cousins or close friends, we always make fun of them, right? Or even in most of our marriage ceremonies also, we have a certain function wherein maybe after the marriage is done or so, in different traditions we have, when in some light moments or fun moments wherein we tease the couple, or when someone is about to get married, we make some jokes on them, and like this, light moments. So like this, all the ladies, all the friends of Sita also used to do that. So it is said that in one fine instance, it so happened when Rama and Sita's marriage was fixed after Rama broke the bow and everything. Once it so happened that Rama came to Vishwamitra and told Vishwamitra that till date, whatever I have done everything with my brothers. Be it right from the time I was born. And you see the difference between the brothers also is just one day. Lakshmana was younger to Rama by 2 days. But the amount of devotion that he showed to his elder brother cannot be compared. It's beyond words. So here, therefore Rama goes and tells Vishwamitra that please, whatever things have to be done, it has to be done equally. We were born with a difference of just 1 day. We were born together. We went to the Gurukula together. Now Lakshmana, this person has come with me even while fighting demons and so on. Everything he has given. Now only marriage I do alone, that will not work. My brother Lakshmana at least should be considered. Bharata and Shatrugna at least we can consider later. But you have to consider Lakshmana. Lakshmana overhears this conversation between Vishwamitra and Rama. And there, what happened now? I told you, Lakshmana gets angry very easily. So as usual, they went to the garden later to pluck some flowers. So there Urmila had also come, Sita had also come. So Rama goes little ahead, Lakshmana was walking a bit behind. And there what happens is that Urmila was also fascinated by Lakshmana. And then what happens is that Vishwamitra, he had gone and told Janaka that this is what Rama is saying. So Lakshmana also, you have your second daughter Urmila, you can give. Now Urmila was actually the biological daughter of Janaka and Sunayana. Sita was not the biological daughter. She had been bought from the field, as we know. So then Janaka's happiness was, there was no bounds. He said, wow, this is like, you guys, I offer you one thing and I get two in return. Anyway, I have to marry my second daughter also. Lakshmana is also a very good man. So we will do the marriage of both Rama and Lakshmana together. Lakshmana, Urmila came to know of this news. So Urmila was very happy. Lakshmana, it is said that at that time only, before marriage, before things were being fixed, she meets her suddenly. Now, just as I told you, all the teasing and everything takes place, those friends of Sita and Urmila also. Now, Sita was getting prepared for her wedding day. So she was not present at that time. Urmila with her friends had come to that garden, and it is said that purposely all those friends, what they did, they left Urmila alone and they went. So she was standing in the middle. Suddenly Lakshmana comes in front of her. They do some eye contact. Urmila was very happy. She was very shy also. All this has been mentioned. Lakshmana at that time, he comes and very harshly he speaks to her. Of course with respect. Even though it is harshly, with respect he tells that talks about our marriage are going on, but I don't want to get married. Urmila received the biggest shock of her life. Talks of marriage are going on, you are saying you don't want to get married? So then what Lakshmana tells is, you go and tell your parents that this marriage cannot take place. Urmila was a very shrewd lady. She said, if I want to marry, I don't have any problem in marrying you. If you don't want to marry me, you go and tell your parents. So this is how they fought for rights then, it is said. Lakshmana said, I cannot do that. I cannot go against my brother. Urmila says, I cannot go against my belief that I am going to marry you, or I cannot go and tell my parents that I cannot marry you. They have only fixed it, right? If you have your rules, even I also have my rules. Lakshmana says, no, I don't know anything, but I don't want to get married at all. So Urmila asks a question, why so? Why do you don't want to get married? Lakshmana tells that, I have offered my life. I have given my life to Rama like a samarpanam. That is, I have surrendered everything to Rama. And I know that if I get married, I cannot keep my wife happy, because my life will always be revolving around Rama, what he does. And the same thing happened in future also, right? 14 years he had to go. So therefore, I cannot give you much time. I cannot follow the rules of a husband. I cannot maybe try to keep you happy. So that is the reason I don't want to get married. Urmila, such a great lady, she gave an answer that not once in my life will I complain at all. But let us marry. Never ever I will complain if you don't give me time, this and that. Lakshmana becomes very happy and finally they get married. This is before their marriage. After marriage also, when Lakshmana goes to seek out permission to Urmila she tells that I'll also come with you. Lakshmana tells, if you also come, who will take care of Kaushalya, who will take care of Sumitra, who will take care of the kingdom. And then also he doesn't mention about Sumitra. Most important, he mentions about Kaushalya. He tells that, you imagine the plight of that lady. Sumitra has got one son, Shatrugna is there. Kaikeyi, nobody is talking about Kaikeyi. Already Lakshmana has an anger over her. You imagine Kaushalya, her son is also away. Her daughter-in-law is also away. Who will take care of her? Imagine her plight. You have to be the daughter of Kaushalya and take care of her. And secondly, he reminds Urmila. But still, Urmila is inconsolable. So, no, how can? Now you just imagine they are married and then you tell, without any reason, Lakshmana was not posed a condition to go to the forest. But still, he was leaving his wife and going. So then at that time Urmila says, I'll also come. Lakshmana says, no, you have to stay back. She agrees to that, and then she sheds tears. There again Lakshmana tells, you have to not shed tears. Why so? I want to carry your happy smiling face with me when I go to the forest. I don't want to remember your crying face. Lakshmana, Urmila did not even shed tears when Lakshmana went. So you imagine the plight of that lady. It is not easy to leave someone. Later in the Uttarakanda also, when Sita goes to the forest, Sita tells Lakshmana, you have to leave me to the forest and come. At that time also, when they go about, just 1 minute, we'll just conclude and stop for today. At that time also, what Lakshmana tells Urmila is that, last time when I went, I told you that after 14 years I will come back. Today I don't know when I will come. I will come back only when Sita comes back from the forest. This is what he had told Urmila and gone. Urmila at that time tells that, please you go, I will not stop you this time, but only come after getting my sister along with you, after getting Sita with you, don't leave her alone in the forest. So, whenever we look at Ramayana, we must consider not only the contributions of the hero Rama, that is one thing, all the other characters have also got their own part to contribute, or rather more to contribute. So, with this, we will stop here for today. Today we have just looked at the gist